Good evening, my friends. How is everyone doing? How is social distancing going for everyone? So I wanted to come on here and do our weekly reading roundup, our virtual book club. And I love that this totally fits everything that the social distancing concept requires. So we're not getting in any trouble right now. This reading roundup is something that I started with my team a long time ago, and we basically take a book and read it all together and study it and then share our thoughts. And I started this because I was not able to commit to going to a physical book club, but I love reading, and I love reading self-help books especially, and wanted to do something that I could still engage with other people in regards to these self-help books without having to physically go somewhere and make that commitment kind of thing. I just wasn't able to do that. So I decided, let's do this virtual book club and we can all read a book together and discuss our thoughts on everything that chapter had in it together. And then, just kind of do this the same way that we would do a normal book club, but virtually. So thanks for joining. We're doing the book called Miracle Morning right now. It's a book by Hal Elrod. This guy is incredible. When I read this book, this was probably 4 years ago or so now, he was an entrepreneur that just kind of had this concept of waking up a little earlier every morning and doing things that you wouldn't normally do for yourself and dedicating that early morning time for yourself. And let me tell you what, guys, this guy has been through so much in the last several years. He had a major health problem. I need to check up on it to see where he stands now with everything. But despite all of what was going on in his life, his miracle morning concept and everything else he was doing still was with him the entire time. And I think it's pretty amazing that someone was able to go through something as intense as he went through and come out of it having grown from the experience and inspiring so many others all along. It was pretty incredible. So I figured, okay, if this is something that can get someone through an event like that, this is even more important that we do this so that when something does come up, we're kind of ready to tackle it. And it also kind of reminds me that we're kind of in the middle of a pretty intense thing going on right now with this whole coronavirus, and it's impacting a lot of people, and it's really sad to see and sad to watch. People are sick, people are dying, people are losing their jobs. It's horrible. And I think that this concept that this author talks about in his book, Miracle Morning, makes something like this more tolerable, if there's such a thing, because of what it does to your mindset. So let's jump into it. So these early hours in the morning that he says to dedicate to yourself, and this can be an hour, it can be 30 minutes, it can be 10 minutes, it can be whatever amount of time you have to give to this, and you can start small and then adjust as you go along. It doesn't matter. And when you read the book, you'll see that the author allows for a ton of flexibility in it. But basically, the Miracle Morning is comprised of meditation or prayer, reflecting on gratitude, self-affirmations, journaling, reading, and exercising. And you can do as much of any of those activities as you want. Some people do a really long workout and then a little bit of meditating, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. It's customized to your liking. So obviously, let's just talk about the difficult part of this. It involves waking up earlier in the morning than you're used to. And who wants to do that, right? So this chapter 8, which we're discussing this week, it talks about ways that you can make it a little easier on yourself to do. And one of the things he recommends, because for those of you that have to wake up and have something to eat right away, he recommends that you don't have something too heavy because that can weigh you down first thing in the morning. A heavier meal takes more energy for your body to digest and consume. So anything after that is going to be more difficult to do because you're going to be tired. So he recommends if you have to have something light at first. It's going to give you that boost of energy and kind of get things going, but don't make it something that's going to weigh you down. He also recommends making your routine fun and fresh. So if that means doing something in a different order every day, if that's something that would kind of spice things up. So maybe one week you're doing a meditation, gratitude, journal, reading, exercise, and the next week you do it in reverse or what have you, keeping it fresh so that it doesn't seem so repetitive and mundane. That being said, I'm a very OCD person, so I love that I do it in the same order every time. It kind of goes on autopilot, and I'm able to really be present in the moment with each thing that I'm that I'm partaking in at that time during Miracle Morning. So it's definitely, you make of it what is going to be best for you, but the idea of keeping it fun and keeping it fresh. And, of course that goes into, so for example, he talks about journaling and how gratitude is a really good thing to journal about. So I love doing that. And every single day I write about something different that I'm thankful for. And so just stuff like that like keeps things fresh. And then he also recommends doing, and we've all heard this before, he recommends doing the hardest task first. So for a lot of us, that would probably be exercising. Exercising is one of those tasks, especially to think of waking up early in the morning. Except for you health gurus out there, that is probably the most difficult one of them all. Meditating involves quiet time, and your eyes are usually closed, and you're deep breathing. Journaling, it doesn't take a lot of physical effort to do that stuff. So in the early morning hours when you're still not really awake as much as you might want to be, it's easier to do those things. But he says that another strategy to kind of get you, throw yourself into this Miracle Morning concept, is to do the hardest thing first. That way it's done and out of the way, and you've got that sense of accomplishment, and then the other tasks following are very easy. So what the author tries to do in this chapter is give you techniques to try this out. He really wants to make this concept whatever he needs to make it for you, so that you buy into it and start doing it, because it has changed his life. It helped him get through an incredibly difficult time in his life. And I can tell you that it's changed my life. It gives me peace in the morning. It makes me feel like I've accomplished something first thing in the morning. And this self-care concept, we just all really neglect. Like I would say the majority of us, we don't spend the time on taking care of our own mental health. And in a time like this, what we're going through, where there's just a lot of negativity around us going on, we can't avoid it. Everyone in the entire world is dealing with this right now. And so we need something to bring us back to our focus, to help us carry on every day, to help inspire us to keep going. We need something. So what's nice to start this book now is that, a lot of us have extra time on our hands right now. We're not allowed to leave our houses, really. We're not allowed to go anywhere. So I would definitely encourage you to give this a shot now. Like, this is a really good time to kind of do something for yourself with this extra time. We turn on the news and we can get we get drawn in for hours just watching really the same stuff over and over again. And yet, if you were to pull away 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, whatever it's going to be of it, to really dedicate to that self-care, I promise it's going to change your life. And I think it's really going to help us all get through this pandemic that we're all dealing with, and all of the side effects that come with it. So give it a shot. The book is called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. You will not regret it. If you haven't gotten it yet, let me know and I'll help you get it. I'll buy it for you and we can read this together. And I feel that strongly that everyone should have it and read it. That if you can't get it yourself, just let me know and I'll get it for you. And I think it's going to help us all keep a positive mindset, at least focus ourselves back in again, draw us into what's important to us, what makes us happy, and help us get through this event. And so yeah, for those of you who have read Miracle Morning, drop your comments below and share with me what your takeaways were so that we can grow and learn together, because I know everyone takes something different away from a book. And then we only have one more chapter left. I think there's only one chapter 9 left in The Miracle Morning before we're going to start our next book. And that will be announced next week. So I hope you all had a great week despite what's going on. And I hope that you really take some time to read The Miracle Morning. If you don't want to even read it, you can go online and read the Cliff Notes version of it. Read the chapter summaries and just start to see if this concept would be something you'd be interested in doing. Again, it's changed my life. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your night and a good weekend, and that everyone is staying healthy and entertained amidst everything going on. And we will chat next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.